Hello students, in today's lecture number 6 we will study about vane pump, piston pumps and pump efficiency calculations. So what are vane pumps? Vane pumps, the operation of vane pump is based on the rotor which contains radial slots rotated by a shaft and rotate in a cam ring or housing. Each slot contain a vane design as it comes out of the slot as rotor turns because of the centrifugal force. During one half of the rotation, the oil enters between the vane and the housing. Then in this area, since the rotor rotates, the area start decreasing in the second half, because of which the pressure is imposed on the fluid. So there are two types of vane pumps. First is fixed displacement pump and variable displacement pump. Again, fixed displacement pump is classified as sorry, unbalanced vane pump and balanced vane pump, whereas variable displacement vane pump we will study later on. So these are the basic types of vane pumps. First one is unbalanced type of vane pump. Now what is unbalanced type? In unbalanced type, the rotor, a slotted rotor is eccentrically supported in a cycloidal cam. The rotor is located close to the wall of the cam, so a crescent shaped cavity is formed. The rotor is sealed into the cam by two slide plates. The vane on blades fit within a slot of the impeller. Now because of because of this, you can see that this is a rotor which has a slots. So these are vanes. These are attached with the spring to the center of this rotor, and when this rotor rotates, because of the centrifugal force, these vanes will move outside. Okay, because of which a crescent is created, just like that, which is shown in this diagram. This is called as a crescent. This shape like a moon is called as a crescent. Okay, because of this crescent, the fluid is you can see the fluid enters from this side as the crescent, and it gets pressurized and it moves from the other side. Now because of why it is called unbalanced type, because there is a radial thrust, axial thrust, which will act on this pump, because the action or vane pump, it has got axial thrust from one side. Because of that, it is called as a unbalanced type of vane pump. So in this animation, you can see this is the action, how exactly this vane pump will function, unbalanced type vane pump. Now this is a diagram which will show you, this is a rotor and these are vanes and attached with the spring. Now this is this diagram will show you that this axial thrust is acting from the high pressure side, since high pressure side is indicated as red in color in this diagram, and low pressure side is indicated by green in color. So naturally there is a axial thrust like this. So again, so what are advantages? It can handle a thin liquid with a relatively high pressure, compensate for wear through the vane extension, can run dry for a shorter period, and can have one seal or stuffing box, develops good vacuum. The disadvantage of vane pump is that complex housing, and it involves many moving parts. So no suitable, it is not suitable for high pressure application, since we already seen that for high pressure application either we will go for piston pump, screw pump, or gear pumps. It is not suitable for high viscosity fluid. So this is a formula. In this formula you can see that this E stands for the eccentricity of the rotor with respect to the casing. L is nothing but the length of vane. DC and DR are diameters, center diameter and radial diameter of the vane, which we are going to use in this case. So balanced type of vane pump is one that has two intake and two outlet ports diametrically opposite to each other, because of which the axial thrust which gets generated, it is getting balanced. And you can see that the inner shape is like ellipse. Okay, so because of this there are two high pressure region and two low pressure region. So whatever the axial thrust which caused by a high pressure region is balanced by another high pressure region, because of which it does not require axial thrust bearing, and because of this is called as a balanced type of wind pump. This is a working diagram which you can see here. So these are vanes, and these red color indicates two high pressure zones. This is the same diagram you can see there. These two axial forces, thrust forces, will act each other. This casing, you can see there is a difference between these two pump is this casing shape. You can say this is a elliptic casing. Now the same diagram is there in the detail which is explained here. Now what are advantage that it has a bigger flow, it has a bigger it can handle bigger pressure, its life is bigger because of there is a balance of force in this design, so naturally the life is more, and it has a constant volumetric displacement. So these are advantage of balanced type of vane pump over unbalanced type. So next type is variable displacement vane pump. Now the variable displacement vane pump varies the displacement by simply varying the eccentricity of inner rotor with respect to the outer casing. With the help of, there is some adjusting mechanism which will vary the eccentricity of this central rotor with respect to this casing, and because of this we can change the discharge. So this is a diagram for a adjustable vane pump. So variable displacement vane pump, this is the diagram. You can see that there is a compensator piston, and this is a compensator spring which balances the eccentricity of this inner rotor with respect to this outer casing. So the advantage of vane pump is that there is no very low noise, but it has got a higher noise than the screw pump. Absolutely. The range of working is between 500 to 1800 rpm. It has a semi-continuous flow, and pressure or work, it has a working pressure around 50 to 80 bar. So next is bent axis type of pump. So this is a piston pump. Okay, so next type is piston pump. Now the major application of piston pump is agricultural machineries like tractors, trolleys. Wherever you find the hydraulic pump, majorly it will be a piston type of pump. It has got some inherent advantage that its displacement can be easily controlled, because of which the power transmission has a better control than vane pump. That is why piston pumps are used. Okay, so in this diagram you can see there are piston, array of piston, and here 1 2 3 4 5 6 pistons are on higher pressure side and 4 pistons are on low pressure side. That will create a torque, and because of this it will rotate. Now this is a diagram which will give you clear picture that why bent axis type of pump is used. You can see that these pistons are this shaft and this another shaft, input and output shaft of this pump are at some angle bent. Okay, that is why it is called as a bent axis. You can see that by changing this angle I can vary the displacement of these pistons, and because of which I can vary the discharge, and thereby I can vary the load, I can balance the load requirements at the output. Okay, so this is the detailed diagram of that. This is a formula for calculating the theoretical discharge for bent axis type of pump. Okay, n is number of pistons. Okay, y is the dimension of yaw, theta is the angle between two axes, d is the diameter of the piston. So this is we'll study detail in later. So this is the same diagram. Bent axis pump are having displacement around 500 centimeter cube per hour, typical pressure around 350 bar, shaft no through, it has got multiple assemblies are possible, very high efficiency and compact package. Swash plate type of piston pumps, these are same as that of bent axis pump, but in this case this plate, there is a plate which is attached, and the angle of this plate is set by displacement piston to vary the discharge or to vary the output. So this is a swash plate type of pump. You can see that this is a plate, inclined plate machined, and on that plate different pistons are attached, array of pistons, and you can see that because of the displacement, because of the change in angle of this plate, I can vary the discharge. This is the same detailed diagram. Now this animation will show you that how exactly variable displacement type pump works. You can see that when that plate is exactly vertical, there is no flow, okay, but when the plate changes angle, there will be change in the pressure side. You can see that in this particular diagram, you can see that this is a high pressure side, and when this plate changes angle, this is the another high pressure side. That means the power transmission is possible in both the direction. This particular capability gives it gives a great advantage for this type of pump to use in the agriculture application, where like in tractors, where you need torque on both sides. That means we need rotation as well as torque on the both direction, clockwise as well as anti-clockwise. So these are ranges at which the different type of pumps can operate. So the pump selection procedure, this is very important. The pump is selected on the basis of these many parameters. First we need to find out what is the actuator and what is the load, then what is the flow rate requirement, depending on what is the highest amount of pressure and power need to be delivered, then speed at which the prime mover can rotate or which type of prime mover is available, then depending on the application you need to select which type of pump you need to give. Then you must able to design the related associated plumbing, piping, valving and filters and strainers and various miscellaneous components such as accumulator for that particular hydraulic circuit. And different noise levels are also important. So how much noise level you can tolerate, how much heat you can tolerate, all these and what is the overall efficiency or what is the budget of operating that particular system, all these will decide which type of pump you need to select. Okay, so this is all for vane pump lecture and piston pump lecture. In next lecture we will study or we will solve the numericals which are related to the efficiency calculations of various type of hydraulic pumps. Thank you.